Our first guest is Marc Guerrero. Marc Guerrero és el nostre anfitrió aquí al Recinte Modernista de Sant Pau. Ell és el director d'aquest lloc espectacular, meravellós, i també ha sigut responsable de tot el procés de recaudació de fons per fer possible aquest miracle de la reconstrucció d'aquest espai. També ha desenvolupat una brillant carrera com polític, com professor universitari. Benvingut, Marc Guerrero.
Thank you, Patricia. Good evening to all of you. It's a great pleasure, first of all, to host you here in Sant Pau, the most important Art Nouveau site in the world, and we will talk later on about this. I would like to make you a brief introduction of my background. I'm married. I'm 42 years old. I'm married. I have a lovely kid that is called Paul, and I'm born in Barcelona, here in Catalonia. And first I will start with the knowledge, with my education, my academic background. I think that for taking good decisions, first you have to listen your team, for example, and to learn a lot of things, and after you can take good decisions. Then academy and knowledge for me is really important in my life. I've got a PhD in social science, the specialization in international relations. I have a bachelor degree in business administration and a diploma degree in European communities. I try to have a global learning. I was studying here in Barcelona, in my city, but I also was studying at UK, at LSE, London School of Economics, and also at Reading University, and later on in United States, in California, and lovely San Francisco, Berkeley University in California. I consider that brings me a lot of new skills also to my personality, to learn in a different context, in a different continents, in different behavior, cultures, etc. I also study later on executive direction program here in ESADE Business School. My mother always told me that I received some grants to study abroad in United States and in UK, and my mother at the beginning always said, you are not going to get these grants because you are not good enough, we would say. It's a nice mother, I love her, but she said that. I received all the grants. And I got a lesson from this that is important in my life. I mean, if you want one thing, you have to go for this. If you don't go for this, you are not going to get it. That's for sure. If you fight for this, maybe you are not going to get it. But if you don't fight, I'm sure that you don't get it. And I think this is one important lesson that I learned from my academic life. On hobbies, I think it's also really important for me. I deserve at least 1 hour a day for jogging or for doing a sport, almost 1 hour a day, more or less, but I try to do. I'm a marathon runner, ultra marathon runner. In fact, I love to run in the mountains more than in the city, but I'm doing a lot of kilometers or miles every week. But one thing is important for me. It gives me the motivation, the capacity also to make my brain feel more free. We can say this kind of freedom sense that I think is also really important to take decisions in important moments. Here, for example, as director of the Art Nouveau site. And also one element, I consider as director here, but in some other organizations, that I don't feel well in an office, inside the office. I don't like this. I prefer to go around to see different points of view, to talk with citizens, to talk with consumers, whatever. It depends on your product. But you have to be, my recommendation in my life, and I think it has been good enough for me at least, is just go out of the office. You have to get the emotions on the feelings of the citizens. If not, you cannot make a good product or good policy or good consultancy, etc., or good whatever your domain is. This is also a second lesson from my hobbies. Just go out and get fresh air. If we cannot create important things, big things, if you don't have this fresh air in your body and in your mind. And then my professional background, I have, I consider myself a bit proactive. I like to do a lot of different things, to start the things, the new projects, the new challenges, and then the day-by-day management, I prefer just to start the things and to project my vision, my ideas, and to join the team to do this, but not to do the daily basis management, we will say. But in my professional life, I have like two phases. First one, a more institutional one, we will say. I've been the coordinator of the first national youth plan here in the government, of the Catalan government here in Catalonia, and also I was head of the office of international institutional relations office of the president of the country here in Catalonia. And later on, I just create my own business. It's more on trade. Global trade and consultancy, I think it's important, at least it was for me, just to have my own business, to design my own decisions, to take my own decisions, my own risk in my company, we will say. Later on, I joined as director 2 years and a half ago, as director of Sant Pau Modernist Site. We will talk later on. But I would like also to mention two other elements that for me are important. I just published 2 books. I think it's important also. I love to read anything, everything, and I published 2 books. The last one on rebooting is called Rebooting Europe. It's about how we can create a new Europe, a Europe that is a strong civilization in the world with good values, etc., to promote good values around the world. More or less, that's all.
Wow, that was fast.
Okay.
So come here because I would like to talk now about this. We are very grateful and very happy and honored to be in this wonderful place because it's really, you said it's the biggest Art Nouveau site in the world.
We say the most important is the largest. It means the most important Art Nouveau site in Europe. It means in the world. And what is relevant is in 1997, it was declared UNESCO World Heritage Site. Mm-hmm. And for us, it's really important because the most important thing is also that it was financed at that time, at the beginning of the 20th century, with private money, we will say. I mean, and there was a great architect, Domènech i Montaner, some people, especially Pau Gil, right? That's the banker. He was a Catalan banker living in Paris, and he put a lot of money at that time to create the most important, I think, at that time, a charity hospital in Europe. That was built as a charity hospital to solve the challenges of society, of Catalan society, of Barcelona society at that age.
It was very ambitious at that time already.
Well, it was something really, really ambitious, and I think with a lot of humanitarian values. I always say to my team that I'm sure that nowadays, in the 21st century, if we had the money, that we don't have that money nowadays, but if we had that money, we don't have the mind so ambitious to create something similar. It's impossible. I think it's a pity, but I think nowadays we have our mind is because the day by day basis, I think our mind has become a bit smaller, less ambitious, and I think that was an important element that we have to try to promote.
To recover. And also, it's so beautiful. I always think when entering in this place the first time, I was thinking it says a lot about a society when a place that is devoted to ill people, is not only is also the aesthetic aspect is so important because not everywhere the hospitals have been built as beautiful as this. So it says a lot about this society, our values.
Yeah, I think that was the purpose, to feel that the poorest citizens living in Barcelona, they have the chance to have health in a palace, we will say at that time. It's not a palace, but a kind of city inside the city, like a garden. And that was really important at that time to decide.
Talking about palace, you told me that when the king was here, tell that an anecdote.
Well, it was when the first day that they opened this building, a long time ago, it came here the king, and they say, well, these Catalan people, or these people from Barcelona at the time, you are really strange because you don't have a palace for the king, but you have a palace for the poor people. And that was something like It's not common, we will say, and we are really proud of this.
Yes,
I mean,
this says a lot about
yeah,
this society, the power of civil society.
Yeah, about these values. And we try to keep nowadays, we are in the 21st century, the context is completely different, of course, but we try to keep these values and to make this place not a unique place in architectural point of view, that is obvious, it's a jewel. We have to to keep it like this, to polish, but we want to create a knowledge center also here. We have 7 international institutions linked to United Nations Millennium Goals, we'll say sustainability, knowledge, health, etc. And we want to also to give solutions from Sant Pau and the institutions that are here already for the new challenges of the 21st society in the world.
And we are, in that sense, we are being very ambitious because it's the mentality is a global mentality. It's this place as a center for global, with global impact.
Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, we are located in Barcelona, fantastic city, already nowadays one of the most important cities in the world, and the nicest, with nice weather, nice location, clearly. We have a jewel that is Sant Pau, and we want now to create also something unique in terms of the ability of human beings to create something positive for the new generations at intellectual level, we will say.
And how was the process of finding the funding? Because probably
that was
a
not
lot
easy.
Of money.
That was not easy, but we feel, of course, we have some funding from institutions, I mean, the European Union, different governments, city halls, etc. But we have, of course, to battle a lot, to negotiate a lot to gain this. Also, we have a lot of private funding, also from citizens, recovering a bit the first idea of the space of Pau Gil. And we have been really proud that people believe in this project. At the end, there is a project behind this, and we just put on the table, people believe in this, and it's becoming a reality. It's already a reality, and we want to consolidate. We opened this complex, this site, as a new site last year, 1 year ago. It means that this year, 2015, is important as a consolidation for us. But it's becoming a really successful project nowadays already, and we're really proud.
What are the institutions that are here right now?
We have different, as I mentioned, 7 institutions, worldwide institutions on these fields: education, knowledge, education, health, and science.
Like UNESCO.
And we have the University of United Nations Institute, it's called. We have UN Habitat, in terms of smart cities debates, for example, resilience of the cities, etc. We have WOPA, the global water ship operators, that they just work with the management of water. That is really important for a lot, not just for the Mediterranean, for example, in Barcelona, but for all the world. We have also the World Health Organization, the regional headquarters here in Barcelona. We have the Global University Network for Innovation, etc., etc. We have EFI, the European Forest Institute, on all the forestry process, etc., etc.
Also, you said that you teach cross-cultural business?
Yeah, I'm teacher from the last, since 8 years ago, of cross-cultural business. Well, also, as I mentioned in my introduction, more or less, I always like or love international relations, global world. I mean, this idea of we live in different cultures, but we have to understand each other. We need a dialogue and bridges, and always I'm really attracted to try to make some developments on this process.
You are coherent between your life, because this is your interest, but you are working in a place where you can put in action these
Patricia,
values.
I will tell you that I'm happy to work here.
Yeah, I will
because
be happy
it fits
too.
with my values in that sense.
So now there are questions from people.
Oh, yeah?
And it's time for questions.
Let's go.
And I'm reading. How is your experience as a director of the Recinte, the difficulties and good things of being the director? This is one. Difficult.
Yeah.
And there is a second one, more personal. How do you get the work, family, sport, writing, hobbies balanced? What would be your advice to people who feel that 24 hours are not enough? Wow.
Well, the first one, let's go for the first one. As experience, it's a great experience. I always said that I've been doing different things in my life, but I always say that this project is unique and will mark a lot my life because it's special. Sant Pau is special. The project is special. We have here an excellent team. That's important. One of my main, we say not competences, but I try always to fulfill, to read, to search about the needs, global needs, and try to make a team working together for reaching these needs. And here in Sant Pau, we have an excellent team that is just doing a lot of all this job. That's one element. My responsibility more is trying to put this keep this degree of ambition. We always, day by day, with different relations, with the day-by-day management, we are losing ambition because we are not confused, but we have a lot of things to do. And I always say, you have to learn to say no to some things. I mean, if you don't like or you don't want to do, just say no. I mean, people are used to say yes to everything. We have a lot of meetings. I never have a meeting, for example, not never, it's not true. But normally I don't have, for example, meetings during lunchtime. I go to the gym. I prefer to go to running here. We have a nice mountain here, and I just go here. This kind of thing, but you have to say no to, I mean, you have to manage your time. And this is really important. Yeah. And I just, on this, I try to be consequent on this and try to transmit to my team also this, that we are not here to be in a table or in a chair for 14 hours a day working. We are here to create something important, and you can do it from here, or you can do it from Paris by mobile phone, or by streaming, or by internet. Nowadays, we have the technology to do a lot of things.
Yes, technology has changed a lot, how we relate to each other. And also, you mentioned something about the sustainability, how this place is the biggest in geothermal.
Oh, yeah, we want to link, as you mentioned, the values of the place, like the spirit of the place with the reality. And then, for example, we cannot talk on sustainability and being like, want this will to lead sustainability policies or solutions if we don't act sustainable in the complex, in the site, and in coherence. And for that, we invest a lot in geothermia. That is, we just make like more than 200 holes. They have, I think there is like something like 125 meters below the floor, and with this we save more or less 20% of energy. That in this site, that is huge, it's 13 hectares, and with 12 pavilions, it's huge. It's a good save of energy. This is one example.
Another thing is, because we have so many things to talk to you, and I'm very, very short time, but one thing that interests me a lot is you have written a lot about how we can think about Catalonia as a state in the context of Europe. Tell us a little bit.
Well, this is another, it's for another program almost, but I think, I believe in freedom of citizens. I mean, the most important is the individual, and I believe in a free society in the sense that everybody can do, if they have equal opportunities, that everybody can promote themselves and have their own challenges, we can say. And on this, I am fully convinced that if the Catalan people want to be independent, to have their own state, I think they have completely the right to do it. And in the 21st century, I think the problem is not the states or the borders. It's just how we solve the problems of the citizens. And if with this way is the best to give the best welfare to the society, I'm fully in favor.
Interesting. So we have to invite you again to talk only about it.
Okay, but will be pressure.
Thank you very, very, very much for being here and for having us, for hosting us in this marvelous place.
Thank you, Patricia.
Mark.
Pleasure. I have a lovely kid that is called Paul, and I'm born in Barcelona, here in Catalonia. And first I will start with the knowledge, with my education, my academic background. I think that for taking good decisions, first you have to listen your team, for example, and to learn a lot of things, and after you can take good decisions. Then academy and knowledge for me is really important in my life. I've got a PhD in social science, the specialization in international relations. I have a bachelor degree in business administration and a diploma degree in European communities.
El procés de recaudació de fons per fer possible aquest miracle de la reconstrucció d'aquest espai. També ha desenvolupat una brillant carrera com polític i com professor universitari. Benvingut, Marc Guerrero.
Thank you, Patricia. Good evening to all of you. It's a great pleasure, first of all, to host you here in Sant Pau, the most important Art Nouveau site in the world, and we will talk later on about this. I would like to make you a brief introduction of my background. I'm married. I'm 42 years old. I'm married.
Our first guest is Marc Guerrero. Marc Guerrero és el nostre anfitrió aquí al Recinte Modernista de Sant Pau. Ell és el director d'aquest lloc espectacular, meravellós, i també ha sigut responsable de tot.
I tried to have a global learning. I was studying here in Barcelona, in my city, but I also was studying at UK, at LSE, London School of Economics, and also at Reading University, and later on in United States, in California, and lovely San Francisco, Berkeley University in California. I consider that brings me a lot of new skills also to my personality, to learn in a different context, in a different continents, in different behavior, cultures, etc. I also study later on executive direction program here in ESADE Business School. My mother always told me that I received some grants to study abroad in United States and in UK, and my mother at the beginning always said, you are not going to get these grants because you are not good enough, we would say. It's a nice mother, I love her, but she said that. I received all the grants, and I got a lesson from this that is important in my life. I mean, if you want one thing, you have to go for this. If you don't go for this, you are not going to get it, that's for sure. If you fight for this, maybe you are not going to get it.